It may not seem like much, but honoring those deceased veterans who served our country with a wreath at Christmas time is the least we can do. The annual Wreaths Across America is one way to pay tribute to those in our nation who gave all. Members of each branch of the service were remembered, as well as those who never came home at all.
We remember the fallen, honor those who have served, and teach our children the value of freedom.
To remember. Lord, we thank you for their sacrifice. We thank you for their family's sacrifice. And Lord, we do want to continue to teach our children that freedom is not free. It comes with a great cost.
They love liberty more than life. That's who veterans are, every one of you. In the United States of America today, there are 18 million veterans. So when you walk down the streets, you're looking at vets every day of your life. And to them, we owe a great debt of gratitude.
Did you know that the wreaths that we are going to be placing today were cut from trees that were tagged with the names of our fallen heroes? It's an awesome sight to see those dog tags swaying in the wind on those trees as they're growing for the purpose of being cut for these wreaths. Every wreath, as you heard earlier, has been personally sponsored by the people of our great country. Millions, and I mean millions, of volunteers will show up in all kinds of weather to lay their hands on one of these wreaths, to fluff the bow, straighten the branches, and lay it with love.
After a public proclamation by the St. George mayor, red poppies were laid on military wreaths in honor of loved ones who served in those branches.
So, for nearly 100 years, the red poppy has been our nationally recognized symbol to commemorate and honor all of our military personnel who have died in war.
Rafael Costello, appreciate your service and thank you.
With each wreath laid, the veteran's name is said aloud and thanked for their service. Much of the reason this ceremony is held is to educate the younger generations about the role the veterans played in their freedom.
It's really important, I think, as all ages, young and old, to have that firmly in our minds about the sacrifices that these people made.
And I just usually always try and say some kind words. Thank you will never really be enough, but it's kind of all that I can do, so I'll do the best that I can.
It makes you realize just how much some people have really sacrificed and given so that we can have this freedom.
I'm a veteran myself, and I think it's very important to just recognize the people that have sacrificed their time.
Do you know people who lost their lives?
No, my brother's just deployed, so.
The Patriot Guard Riders of southern Utah helped lead the motorcade procession from the Tonnequit Cemetery to the St. George Cemetery. Nearly 2,000 wreaths were laid in these two cemeteries alone, and the number participating in southern Utah and Washington County keeps going up.
All of southern Utah, we now have 17 participating locations. 2 in the Cedar City area, which are new. Kanab is new. And we had 5 locations last year, and we grew in Washington County up to 14. So pretty big, significant increase in southern Utah.
And thanks to the cemetery staff, veterans are located and marked days ahead of time so all can be honored. In St. George, Melissa Anderson, Community Education News.